So yeah, more feedback. Something else I just want to talk about is Matt's people skills. I think he's very good at dealing with people. I've noticed this when he's been dealing with his cast and his crew, and he's very good at telling. It's good in one respect because he's good at telling people what they want to hear, which is good to a degree, but not necessarily what you should be doing all the time, because sometimes you need to tell them how it actually is, because that's sometimes the only way you move forward. And I think that this is really where me and him disagree, because he's good at telling people what they want to hear, whereas I just tell people, as it is. And I think overall he's been better at dealing with people than I have with my project. I'm very blunt. I think people with me, they think that I've always been like that and I'm trying to be less like that, but actually it's the other way around. I'm trying to be more like that because I've discovered that being that way actually saves a hell of a lot of time and just gets the job done. But I mean, again, that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's good to tell people what they want, because especially if you're a director, you need to manipulate them into getting the kind of results that you want in a scene. And he's the writer as well, so he knows exactly spot on what he needs from his actors and the material he needs to generate from them. So I think in that respect it's good because you can use it to manipulate your actors. But saying that, sometimes, regardless of what people want to hear, you just have to get the job done. You have to get the scene shot because you're running out of time. The sun's going down. So I think that might be something you might want to develop a bit more. It's not for everyone, which is fair enough. But I think he has developed a bit of that while we've been doing this project anyway. He has got more blunt about what he wants and how he wants to do it. So, no, I think with him, he's got the skills, they're all there. It's just balancing them out. But again, I'm not having a go because, I could probably benefit from telling people what they want to hear a bit more than being blunt sometimes, I think. So, yeah, I'm no saint myself. What else can we say about feedback? His plan was always, from the start, to put together a quite elaborate cast and crew, which was something I was very hesitant towards, because it's actually something I've avoided with my project, because I dreaded the thought of having to manage loads and loads and loads of people. It was not something high on my priority list. I wanted to just do it with as few people as possible. But I think with Matt's project, because it is a short film that is going to be entered into a film festival or festivals, it needs to have high production values, and really you only get that from having certainly a big crew, and you don't necessarily need a big cast, but the characters, the amount of characters in the script called for a reasonably big cast. So I was slightly hesitant towards that. I was a bit sceptical. I was like, are we really going to be able to get this many people involved? Because we're not going to be paying them. They're going to be doing it for free. But fortunately, he didn't listen to me. He was very stubborn. He said, we can. If we put it out there, we get people's interested. And we say, they can use this, to demonstrate their work. We'll get them involved. And I think, thankfully, he didn't yield to what I was saying. He pushed ahead with what he believed in, and that is exactly what happened. We got the cast we needed. Certainly the cast he wanted, the way he saw it in his head with the script, and we also got the crew. Did we get the crew? No, we didn't. We didn't get everyone we wanted for the crew, but we got enough people to manage without that many people. So we had enough people to handle the crew, and I think certainly in this respect, George, the director of photography, was a brilliant find. I'm very glad that Matt got him involved on the project, because he was just with it. He knew his role. He knew exactly what he needed to be doing. He made great suggestions, and it was just great to have around. And certainly we would not have got nearly as much done without him, I doubt. So no, I'm glad that we got him on board. And again, he was brilliantly managed by Matt. Those two of them got together, worked out the shot list. They communicated very well. There wasn't any tension or anything. They just got on with it. So I think again that's testament to to Matt's people skills and the way that he manages people, and he can inspire people, which is always good for a director, because they need to tell people what they want to hear, and they need to get the job done as well. That too. I don't really want to keep going on because I will literally be going on forever, so I'll start wrapping things up. I think lastly, I just want to say that regardless of the fact that the filming got pushed back to the end of Easter, I think I should make it clear that it wasn't a last-minute job by any means. I mean, the whole project has been going since I've been involved with it, since October, and we've been very actively working on the pre-production phase all since October, right up to when we started to filming, and it was incredibly hectic and busy, and because we were involved with my project as well, and then Tish was involved with her project, so we were kind of helping each other out with each of our projects. So we've certainly not been taking it easy on Remember This all of that time. It was a very active process right from October, and even before that, because Matt originally wanted to do it in the summer, and that's when I first read the script, beginning of last summer. I mean, that didn't happen for various reasons, but I know that even before that, the script goes back before that. I mean, he tells me about all the different drafts that he went through before that, and I think this script's got quite a bit of longevity to it, because I don't know when he originally wrote it, but I think it's about 2 years old now. So it's certainly done the rounds, and I think it's probably it's definitely a stronger script because of that, because it's been reworked so many times, had so much feedback, and directed towards it, and certainly I think the final film will show that as well, because not just because it's in the script, but I think Matt would have taken all of that experience he would have got from the reworking of the script, from rewriting it so well, and he would have applied it to the way that he directed the final product. So I think, but saying that, I haven't actually seen a rough cut yet, so I don't know. But, no, I trust him, and again, I don't blame him for wanting to only submit a rough cut, because again, I'm only submitting a rough cut of my project, and at the end of the day, I think that's better, because editing does take up 80% of the time if you want to do a really good job on it, and I think it's better not to rush it and submit something that you claim is a final cut, but in actuality, it's complete crap. If you're going to submit something that is still a bit crappy, then it might as well just be a rough cut, and just say, look, I haven't finished it yet, but here's the rough cut, and I'm still going to keep going on with it, and I'm going to make it perfect. And I think that's a much better position to be in. So while it might not have kept to his original what's it called, timeline, whatever it is, I don't think that should be a negative towards his project. If anything, he's certainly adapted or readapted his timeline when things went wrong. And well, I mean, look at it this way: it's filmed and now it's being edited, and I know that he fully intends to submit it into a film festival, because he keeps going on about it. So I can certainly vouch for him in that respect. But no, overall, the project, I'm glad I've been involved in, because it's been hugely tiring. I'm not going to lie about that. But no, it's been hugely rewarding as well, and I know that my skills have improved as a result of undertaking it, and I know that Matt's skills have improved because I've watched it happen. I've seen him refine himself as a result of doing it, and I think everyone else who's been involved has definitely taken something else from it. I mean, I can't speak for them personally, but I know that we enjoyed filming it, apart from one day, which we won't go there. But yeah, I think overall it's been a good project, and I think everyone involved has certainly gained something from it, and Matt especially so. And overall, I'm glad that he did a film, I'm glad that, because that's what he wanted to do. And I think that's the best thing to do, not to yield to what the module says you should do. Do what you want to do, and then make it work. Make the module work for it. That's the best way to do it. And no, I'm happy for Matt, and I'm glad he's done it. So I will leave it there.